Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money channel. Please subscribe, guys. It really does help with that algorithm, and a thumbs up never hurts as well. So I got Bitcoin here on the daily, and remember what I was talking about yesterday? Bitcoin has actually closed above the 0.702. So this is kind of a do or die moment. Now, I would not say we have seen this with conviction, at least not yet. As you guys can see, if I put it on the hourly, Bitcoin is kind of rolling over on itself. And I mean, what could happen, right? I mean, anything could really happen at this moment in time. And so now we're looking at Bitcoin today. And when I throw that Fibonacci on here, whoops, on the daily, we can see Bitcoin getting up above that 0.702. And when I bring it here on the hourly, we can see it did burst up past the 0.702. But I suppose the question is that with conviction or not? So we have, I would consider this with conviction. Going from the 0.618 to the 0.702, making that dramatic move up. And again, this is Bitcoin on the hourly. And so that with conviction, we are still waiting to see that now, breaking up past the 0.702 with conviction. So we are seeing the trend getting a little bit stifled over here. However, what it's looking like, it is looking like, and maybe it might be too premature to call it, it is looking like it is forming what could be considered a bullish pennant, which would mean a continuation to the upside. So this is what we're eyeing now, guys. Bitcoin's break up to the upside, getting up past that 0.702 with conviction. And what do we got for XRP here? XRP right now trading at about $1.08, so not too much movement here for XRP. However, zooming out on the XRP chart, I still say higher lows, higher highs. This is looking very, very positive for XRP, right? Breaking right up out of there. Eventually, we are hoping once Bitcoin gets its legs, we are going to start seeing the altcoin market really take off as well. And, I've been every now and then going back to this fractal pattern on the XRP chart, taking this basing level from back in 2017 and superimposing it over today's trend. And guys, look at where we are now. So you can see if we go back in time, a lot of these levels did match up right up here, up here. These ones did go a little bit lower than what we were expecting. However, when we got back up here, these levels matched up. We got a level matching up here. Down here is matching up with down here. And so now we are rallying once again. Okay, if I take that off, we can see the trend rallying once again. So we could see another move up to the upside before we break back down again. And then finally that tiger uppercut to the face. If you guys know that reference, do put it down in the comment section. So what else do we have today? Michael at Val5 Links bringing this to our attention, guys. This is huge. Tether's CEO was deleted. His Twitter account has been deleted from Twitter, or rather he deleted his Twitter account. We don't know what the answer is. So the Twitter account belonging to Tether's CEO today was deleted. The deletion occurred shortly after Bloomberg published an investigation into the company's USDT reserves. The CTO's last statement read, "Stay tuned," which implied that the company will engage with Bloomberg. But he is offline, off Twitter, which always kind of spells something fishy, does it not? Earlier today, Bloomberg published an investigation into the reserves backing Tether's USDT coin. That report concluded that Tether backed the coin with questionable assets, including Chinese debt. Now, the Twitter account belonging to Tether CEO Jan Ludovicus van der Veld has been deleted, either by himself or by someone with access to the account. Van der Veld's account was previously located under the handle "You Are What You Know." His last tweet, published on October 4th, is still available as an archived page and anticipated the content of Bloomberg's article by several days. That message reads, "Another financial enslaved dying magazine trying to come up with some Tether FUD in order to bring in some bucks and delay its extinction for a few more days. Stay tuned. Hashtag dinosaurs." So we do not know what is going on currently. However, we do know Tether has been tied up in a lot of controversy with regards to how it decides to print its Tether supply, and many are criticizing it because none of it is really backed by anything. On top of it all, they were being criticized for printing more Tether, using that Tether to buy Bitcoin, and then saying the Tether was actually backed by the Bitcoin they were buying. Essentially a pyramid scheme that included some other transactions that just added to the veil of what Tether is doing. Again, I don't really know. I'm not here to judge. When this was in the news, I did a video on it, and I'll link it up here in the top right-hand corner if you guys want to get more details on the Tether story. And we've also got this guy's from BondCrypt XRP bringing this to our attention. Now, this is the former U.S. Treasury Secretary, Steven Mnuchin, and here's what he has to say. Steven Mnuchin, who used to be the Secretary of the U.S. Treasury, is now a founder of Liberty Strategic Capital Private Equity Fund. He spoke to Bloomberg and shared his take on stablecoins and Tether in particular. Mnuchin's fund likes payments via blockchain and stablecoins, and while answering the questions of Bloomberg TV host David Weston, the former U.S. Treasury Secretary said that his new fund is focused on technology, cybersecurity, national security, privacy, as well as fintech. In particular, Mnuchin stated that we like the payment space. This is a sidebar that I also wanted to bring to your attention, guys. When the host asked him to identify investment opportunities in the industry, he mentioned that the biggest opportunities in the area lie within real-time cross-border payments, something that Ripple has been focusing on since day one, just as a side note. And here Mnuchin sprang to the subject of blockchain-based stablecoins. Mnuchin reckons that stablecoins should most likely be regulated, they should easily be transferable, which means backed by real US dollars and are held in a secure custodian bank. So he is already saying they should be backed by real US dollars, which we know Tether is not. Tether has 68 billion USDT in circulation, and here's Mnuchin's comment. So Mnuchin also shared his take on stablecoins, and Tether in particular. The Bloomberg TV host stated that according to a Bloomberg article published earlier today, Tether has over 68 billion USDT, and 48 billion of those were issued in 2021 alone. And Mnuchin seemingly doubts that Tether can hold that much cash anywhere. According to Steven Mnuchin, stablecoins must not be like casino chips. People should always have the opportunity to exchange the dollar-backed stablecoins they hold for real US dollars at any given time. And these dollars that back stablecoins have to be held in a regulated bank in a trust account. The former US Treasury Secretary thinks that stablecoins should be invested in the US Treasury or something that, quote, looks like U.S. Treasuries, i.e. money markets or high liquidity backed investments. So you guys can see the interview here if you are interested. I will link this in the description of the video. Interesting his stance on Tether and of course Bloomberg's expose on Tether. Then the CEO deletes his Twitter account. Something seems fishy here. But also Steven Mnuchin saying that we like the payment space, focusing specifically on real-time cross-border payments. So twofold here. I want to also bring up this, guys. Ripple partner Novatti has raised more money, $10.5 million, for a Series A funding round for its banking plan. Novatti is launching a banking subsidiary, Novatti B Holding Company, and has applied for a restricted banking license from a regular APRA, setting itself and investors a deadline of February 2022 for approval. In a statement to the market, the company said the Series A round will be used to accelerate the development of the new business when and if it receives a restricted ADI by the February deadline, with the funding committed by investors conditional on that approval. Novatti, that has also acquired a $2 million equity stake in NHBC, held by BC Growth Investments, which was part of the seed funding round into NBHC in May of 2021. So just mentioning down here, the acquisition for the $2 million in cash will give Novatti a 70% stake in NHBC following the Series A round. So them looking to get into banking, of course, that is a logical step for a company like Novatti, and by extension, this would also give Ripple a dip in that banking pool. So here's a quote. This is important as we want to hit the ground running to ensure we capture the strong momentum we are seeing from customers and investors backing fintechs that can provide new and innovative banking services. Our new banking business remains a key pillar to our growth strategy, as it will enable Novatti to offer new value-add services to our customers while also driving increased margins. Remember, guys, Ripple owns a part of Novatti. This, by extension, means Ripple would be getting into the banking game. Something I have been questioning since day one. Why doesn't Ripple just create their own bank? Why doesn't Ripple just go head-to-head with companies like Western Union and MoneyGram? Clearly, these were videos that I did in 2018. It didn't really make sense to me at that time. But now it's all coming together, and the new and ever-increasing cryptocurrency regulatory clarity is definitely going to be playing a part in this. I've also got more Novatti news here, guys, and this one from the Wrath of Kahneman specifically. This has to do with Novatti securing expansion into more markets, 2 key markets within 6 months of launching its product. So multi-channel payment technology company Novatti continues to execute on its Southeast Asian expansion strategy in partnership with global blockchain and crypto solution provider Ripple. The company announced this morning that its partnership with Ripple has now expanded into Thailand, where it's already generating revenue. The partnership leverages the top 10 global cryptocurrency XRP to process cross-border payments instantly and highlights Novatti's exposure to the broader growth in the use of cryptocurrency globally. So that is interesting to note. They mention Ripple and XRP in this particular article here. Novatti actually leveraging XRP for those cross-border transfers in Thailand. They also note down here that this expansion is being carried out in partnership with Siam Commercial Bank, another one who is on RippleNet. As we know from a previous partnership, the Ripple partnership was initially struck last December, and the new distribution into Thailand follows on from Novatti's first live rollout in the Philippines. So we are starting to see, or continuing to see, the flywheel effect moving faster and faster as these partnerships are ramping up. Great news there. Wanted to thank Wrath of Kahneman for posting that. Another one, guys, XRP Crypto Wolf mentions this from Ripple partners SBI and MUFG. So 2 more Ripple partners here, and this is happening in Japan. Yesterday, MUFG announced the results of the Security Token Research Consortium's work towards creating a Japanese infrastructure for tokenized securities. A key requirement is to have a functioning secondary market, and SBI's previously announced Osaka Digital Exchange will take on that role. So boom, 2 Ripple partners here creating that infrastructure in Japan for tokenized securities. In terms of the blockchain platform that will hold security records, that will be MUFG's Progmat securities platform. The aim is to enable other securities firms to connect to Progmat. So far, 9 securities companies have signed up. These include Daiwa Securities, Tokyo Securities, Mitsubishi, UFJ, Morgan Stanley Securities, and its joint venture partner Morgan Stanley MUFG Securities, Cubcom Securities, SBI Securities, of course, SMBC, Nikko Securities, and 2 unspecified members as well. However, there are now 62 firms involved in this consortium. So more plans here, 2 Ripple-enabled companies expanding this roadmap in Japan for security tokens specifically. And I want to keep going because there is more, guys, more going on the XRPL. This one from XRP Crypto Wolf. BITRUE is launching XRP Ledger Equilibrium Games EQ tomorrow, October the 9th. So that is Saturday. And so I'm just going to bring up Equilibrium Games' official Twitter page here. You guys can follow them if you are interested in that. Equilibrium Megathread. Equilibrium is a coin on the XRPL that is and will be used on all games developed by Equilibrium Games and their partners. And they connect to a website here. How to interact with Equilibrium. First thing to do is set up a trust line, and that continues below. So that is their pinned tweet here, guys. Again, I will link everything in the description of the video if you are interested. And also, this is launching on BITRUE. If you guys still do not have a BITRUE account, I do have a link in the description of every video I do. You can use that link if you want. You don't have to use it, though. I just figured I'd let you know in case you are interested in this kind of thing. And Algorand, just kind of out of nowhere, I saw this. Algorand breaks virgin ground in mafia war over olive oil. So Italia Olivicola, the largest consortium of olive oil products in Italy, will be implementing an innovative blockchain-based supply chain solution utilizing the Algorand blockchain. The plans, aimed at delivering transparency to the lucrative olive oil industry, will extend the benefits of indelible and transparent blockchains to olive and olive oil producers and provide an open record of the oils, processing stages, and preservation details. Guys, everything is moving on the blockchain, and there are going to be only a handful that really kind of rule the roost, so to speak. And at this point in time, when you go on Twitter and you see people posting stuff like, cryptocurrency is basically today, cryptocurrency is where the internet was in 1997. Those posts could not be more true, because right now, even in 1997, 98, 99, whenever, the late 90s, let's say, the internet was around. And, companies like Google were around, and Yahoo was around, and Apple was around, but they were nowhere near as big as they are today, okay? And then eventually, A lot of these companies fell to the wayside, and there was a handful of companies that really stuck out. 20 years down the road, right? We're in the year 2021 right now, and who are the big companies? We've got Facebook, Apple, Google, Amazon, maybe a handful of others. And so this is the same kind of thing, right? In cryptocurrencies, this is why picking the winners is going to be so important for the long-term outlook. Now, when we're talking about a spec market, that is obviously a very different thing. But I just like to point these kinds of things out because Algorand, diversifying, and they are definitely looking like one to be paying attention to over the next decade or so. They're also mentioned in that World Economic Forum PDF that was released back in the summer. So Algorand now in Italy, their blockchain being used to track olive oil and olive oil production. With regards to Ripple news in the court, Martin Volk bringing this to our attention, and he's just pointing out, Ripple knows you're wrong. You know you're wrong. We all know you're wrong, SEC. Do us all a favor and please stop this nonsense. So Ripple has filed a letter in opposition to the SEC's request to avoid responding to nearly 30,000 requests for admission. I gotta say, that's a little cumbersome. Requests for admission are yes or no questions that aim to move the lawsuit forward at greater speeds, as the answers provided can settle matters between parties when both sides agree on the facts. The SEC argued the answers of the RFAs were burdensome, as it spent more than 100 hours responding to only 254 requests. This is about 24 minutes for a yes or no question. The agency wanted to make sure it is giving the right answer, as the answers are under oath and can be used against them in court. So this is the latest update here. XRP Crypto Wolf also brought up this summarized article with regards to the case. Just to put things into perspective here, guys, requests for admission are a discovery tool that is deployed in order to make the opposing party admit certain facts under oath. The SEC is seeking a protective order that will allow it not to provide answers to the defendant's RFAs. The plaintiff has estimated the responding to all 29,949 requests, abusive and oppressive requests submitted by Ripple, would take about 473 days. And I don't know if they're considering that an 8-hour workday, a 10-hour workday, 12 hours, or 24 hours, getting somebody working around the clock on it. But over a year, could you imagine if we were in court for, I don't even want to think about it. The defendants argue that the SEC will have to respond to only a fraction of such requests, urging the court to deny the agency's recent motion. So the court should deny the SEC's motion and direct the SEC to reply within 30 days. And I'm with Martin on this. I mean, if they just admit it, they're not going to cave. This is their big case. This is the big fish right here, Ripple, on the line, and they want to do some damage. They want to prove something to all the other cryptocurrency companies. So, this is, unfortunately for XRP holders, this is what we are going through right now. A small price to pay, I suppose, for owning the best cryptocurrency asset there is, for understanding, that this is going to be fundamental for the future of technology, for the future of finance, and not only that, many other things. Like I've mentioned in the past, there are companies that are building on the XRPL, like Equilibrium Games. So there are many other use cases. It isn't just going to be cross-border payments, but cross-border payments is that big focus. And, even Steven Mnuchin said the biggest place that he and his company is looking at is real-time cross-border payments. So what is that going to mean, guys? If cross-border payments is so huge and Ripple is in court and we have this pent-up demand for XRP, just wanting to get out, right? I liken this to something like somebody being on a 16-hour flight, just itching to get off that plane and, running around the block 100 times or something like that, just to get some movement. I don't know if that's a good analogy or not, but I think you guys get my point here. Pent-up demand, XRP really going to bust out of there once we do get that approval. And I'm not the only one here suggesting this, guys. BitBoy Crypto here has addressed the same thing. And the fact that, $4, some people are eyeing this price point of $4 for XRP, hitting all-time high yet again. That is nothing compared to what we are going to see for XRP once we do get that clarity. Clearly, XRP is still in a bull run, despite the fact that Ripple and, by extension, XRP are in a court case. Listen to what BitBoy Crypto has to say.
We've called the XRP army crazy for years. You guys know it. TJ still calls them crazy. Now, it makes sense that I'm the leader. The fact is that by the end of this bull run, the XRP army is going to be validated. They are going to be validated. And while I've had to take some grief for a couple weeks as we said this would be over in September, and it wasn't publicly over. We've been taking this grief. Well, guess what's going to happen? We're going to be proven right. But the XRP army has been saying this stuff for years, and people have not been listening. When all this happens, it's going to happen super fast, and it's going to go super high, and they're going to be validated. The same way that we will be validated as soon as this thing is over as well. And you guys are going to, all of these comments about, where's your $4 XRP? Well, you can take your $4 XRP and you can smoke it, because $4 XRP is nothing compared to where it's going to go. $4 XRP is nothing compared to where this price is going to go. And if you think that this bull run is the end for XRP, wait until the next one when the company is public. That's all I got to say on that.
So just you wait until the company goes public. This is what BitBoy Crypto is saying. And $4 is nothing compared to where the price is going to go. Let's not forget, guys, Ripple has had plans to do an IPO. Of course, the court case has thwarted this, but once they get that clarity, think of all the things on the back burner that Ripple had to put aside. I don't disagree that $4, which would really only ultimately bring us back to all-time high, is only the beginning for XRP. To be honest with you, it could go beyond our intended price targets just from a sheer technical analysis perspective. Based on the pent-up FOMO that will occur once the hounds are released, that's just my opinion, but I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.